Order of operations. Order of operations is a rule that tells the correct sequence of steps for evaluating a math expressions. It is the order of mathematical operations that you have to do, and it must be done in this order, or you're going to get the problems wrong every time. Are you familiar with these abbreviations? Each of these letters stands for a mathematical operations that you have to do in order. Let's start with PEMDAS. P in PEMDAS stands for parentheses. These are the symbols of parentheses. So let's have a mathematical problem. Are there parentheses? Yes, there are. So you have to do whatever is inside the parentheses first. Next is exponent. E stands for exponent. An exponent is the number on top of the base. It tells the number of times the base is to be multiplied by itself. Let's have a mathematical problem. So here we have 10 raised to 5. That means that we should multiply 10 by 10 5 times before doing other operations. Next is M and D. M stands for multiplication, while D stands for division. So multiplication and division should be done together, but we should do whichever comes first from left to right. Now, let's look for multiplication and division in this equation starting from left to right. So, as you can see, starting from left, we have division, and next to it is multiplication. So, we need to divide first 6 by 3, then multiply it by 2. The next two that we're going to do is A and S. A stands for addition and S stands for subtraction. Again, we'll have to do addition and subtraction whichever comes first from left to right. Let's have an example. So in this equation, we can see that subtraction comes first and addition comes next. That means that we should subtract 3 from 6 first, then add 2 to it. So let's put this into action. Let's say for example, we have 8 plus 2 times 10, and we didn't follow the order of operations. We'll start by adding 8 plus 2, then multiply it by 10, which will then give us an answer of 100, which is extremely wrong. Let's redo that, but this time let's follow the order of operations. So are there any parentheses? There is none. Are there any exponent? There is none also. Are there multiplication or division? So as we can see, we have 2 times 10, which will give us an answer of 20. Next, are there addition or subtraction? Yes, there is an addition. So 8 plus 20 is equals to 28. Do you see how different the answers are when we do it wrong than we do it correctly? This is why PEMDAS is so important, and that we should follow the order of operations to get the correct answer. Now, let's practice PEMDAS in more complex situation. Write this problem down. First, we'll look for parentheses. So are there parentheses? Yes. So let's proceed with the equation inside the parentheses. 6 times 4 is 24. Next, are there any exponent? There is none. Are there any multiplication or division? So as we can see, the product in 6 times 4 should be divided by 6. 24 divided by 6 is equals to 4. Next, are there any addition or subtraction? So the remaining equation is 4 plus 4, which will give an answer of 8. Isn't it easy if we do it in order? Yes, it is. Now let's talk about GEMDAS. Again, it's still the same with PEMDAS. E stands for exponent, M stands for multiplication, D stands for division, A stands for addition, and S stands for subtraction. Only that pair is replaced with G, which stands for groupings. We do GEMDAS if there is 2 or more grouping symbols in one equation. So these are the grouping symbols. These are parentheses, these are square brackets, and these are braces. As a rule, we should perform operations in parentheses first, next in square brackets, and operations in braces last. Reminder, if grouping symbols has number inside of it, it indicates multiplication. So let's practice GEMDAS. So this equation has 2 or more grouping symbols. So as a rule, we'll start with parentheses. In parentheses, we have 5 minus 4. 5 minus 4 is equals to 1. Next, we have to perform operations inside the square brackets. So we have 6 times 1 equals 6. Then 4 times 5 equals 20. Then we'll have to multiply both products, which will then give us an answer of 120. Next is operation inside the braces. So here we have 120 divided by 6, which equals to 20. Now we're done with the operations inside groupings. Next, is there any exponent? There is none. Is there any multiplication or division outside the groupings? There is none also. And last, addition and subtraction. So here we can see that we have 35 plus 20 equals 55. So the answer in this complex equation is 55. So in doing mathematical operations in every equation, you'll need to follow GEMDAS or PEMDAS rule. Now it's time to practice. Have fun! And as we end our lesson, let me remind you this verse from 1 Corinthians 14, verse 14. Let all things be done decently and in order. Thank you and God bless.